It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the Wayne County Homecoming festivities took place this past Friday night, and Wayne County crowned its 2022 Homecoming Queen Friday night. She is senior Shiana Trice. Our congratulations to her. Finishing fourth runner-up is Carson Ward. Third runner-up was Sophie Fender. Second runner-up, Jalea Clinton. And first runner-up, Janiyah Smith. That's your Homecoming Queen in court for the year 2022. Again, the Queen is Shiana Trice. Jessup City Commissioners called a special call meeting this past Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. for the purpose of passing a temporary moratorium on the new city development as they passed the moratorium by unanimous vote. Here was Commissioner Tim Cockfield explaining why he feels the moratorium is needed.
I've asked the city attorney to prepare some documents for us to consider. The issue presented today is the consideration of a short-term moratorium of 120 days on the application for or issuance of land disturbance permits, land use permits, land development permits, subdivisions, subdivision plats, building permits, or construction permits related to or for new construction of residential or commercial buildings. The reasons for consideration of such a moratorium include the following. 1, to permit the City of Jessup to complete its study, evaluation, and assessment of its infrastructure needs, funding sources, ongoing projects, and proposed projects, including particularly those related to water and sewer utilities. 2, to permit the city to complete its study, evaluation, and assessment of the city's utility and infrastructure connection methodologies for new development and, quote, tap, end quote, regimes, again, given particularly the extraordinary cost to the city in expanding and extending such infrastructures. And 3, to permit the city to study, evaluate, assess, and then adopt as of necessary zoning ordinances and amendments to the official code of ordinances of the City of Jessup in order to address these kinds of matters. The evidence to suggest that these reasons are real, important, and pressing to the city include the following. 1, the city is currently experiencing positive growth and development, including in residential, commercial, and industrial construction. And given this positive growth and development, the city is now compelled to closely evaluate its utility and infrastructure's connection and, quote, tap, end quote, regimes, given particularly the extraordinary cost to the city in expanding and extending such infrastructures. And 2, the infrastructure cost to the city to accommodate such growth is not sustainable from a budgetary perspective. And in fact, according to certain analysts, in 2021, the inflation rate in construction cost was 19.6% for the year 2021, and is projected to grow an additional 14.1% in 2022. And 3, despite currently experiencing positive growth in certain areas, the city has an aging infrastructure, including in city utilities, such as, for example, the city's water and sewer facilities. And 4, among other issues with the city's existing water and sewer infrastructure, the existing east side sewer system currently consists of 2 regional pump stations and force mains that collect sewer flows along the southern and eastern portions of town and transport the flows to the Jessup wastewater treatment plant that is located in the northeastern quadrant of the city. And 5, among other issues with the city's existing water and sewer infrastructure, the existing east side sewer system is over 40 years old. And 6, among other issues with the city's existing water and sewer infrastructure, the east side sewer system is undersized for any additional flows, including any additional flows that may be generated by the previously referenced positive growth and development within the city.
And again, those comments of Commissioner Tim Cockfield. Jessup Mayor Ralph Hickox was out of town, but he called in to be part of the meeting, although he was informed he couldn't run the meeting due to the fact that he wasn't present at the meeting. The mayor, before the vote, cautioned the commissioners not to pass such a moratorium. He says it's sending a bad message to potential developers The mayor asked what has changed in the 2 days since he left town. The city just had a meeting this past Tuesday. The mayor says he fears the city's opening themselves up to possible litigation. He says that this is directed towards one particular developer. The mayor says he hopes that's not the case, but he says if it is, they open themselves up to possible litigation. IDA Director Del Keith on hand at the meeting. He was able to speak. We'll hear from him and the city engineer Bill Schuman right after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes and news. We're less than 30 days from the general election here in the state of Georgia. A lot of key races, including the race for governor between incumbent Brian Kemp and challenger Stacey Abrams, round 2, as Kemp defeated Abrams 4 years ago. There's this hotly contested U.S. Senate race between incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker, which has both state and national implications, as the balance of the power in the U.S. Senate could depend on the outcome of the race. Early voting will have 3 weeks, beginning Monday, October 17th, running up until Friday, November 4th, the time from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Hall Richardson Recreation Center, which is located at 644 North 4th Street in Jessup. There will be 2 Saturday voting days during the 3-week period, Saturday, October 22nd, Saturday, October 29th, the time on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Last day to register to vote is tomorrow, Tuesday, October the 11th. If you need more information about that, simply call the registrar's office at 912-427-5950. Wayne County Board of Education has a work session tomorrow at 6 p.m. On the agenda, a COVID update, capital outlay project update, a topic about student trips and activities, a couple board policies, executive session, all that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Chamber of Commerce has their host a lunch and learn this Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the Altamont Steak and Seafood Restaurant. 2 hour workshops being facilitated by the Small Business Development Center of the University of Georgia, sponsored by the Heritage Bank. Workshop focuses on developing strategies to improve cash flow and boost profits. Tickets $20 for chamber members, $25 for non-members. If you need more information, call the chamber at 427-2028. A reminder, the City of Odom is celebrating their homecoming this Saturday, October 15th. Parade will begin this Saturday at 10 a.m. Platform ceremonies at 11. They will conclude with a community worship service, which will be held at the depot beginning at 6:30 p.m. Odom Day T-shirts available this week, all sizes at City Hall. Need more information about the T-shirts or the event, call Odom City Hall at 586-2211. That'll do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.